Good evening, race fans. It is time for another Super Metroid Randomizer League race. I am Vincent RCA, here to watch these runners tonight, joined by Exact Science. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. I'm really excited for this match. I think we're gonna see a good one today. Unretired Rando streamers and PHMR Reunited are both out of playoff contention right now. The Norfair division was a really tough division to be in. A lot of really strong randomizer players and runners in there. So this one is just going to be for bragging rights. I feel like often those are the best ones because nobody's got anything to lose. Just want to leave it all on the field and put on a good show for you lovely people in chat.
Yeah, I think I've experienced some of the same things. I mean, obviously, when you watch, as we get deeper in the playoffs and you watch some of those semifinals, finals races, you're going to see, the best play. But I think you get these, I think, because they have nothing to lose, you're going to see the most fun or like crazy plays potentially happen.
Yeah, speaking of, I know that Sasquatch is somebody who knows a bunch of that kind of wacky tech. Really likes going for bootless lava dives, that sort of thing. So I'm sure we'll see them pull out some of that with the co-op format. Um, if they find boots, obviously we won't see that, but don't be surprised if Sasquatch goes down real quick into Lower Norfair.
I know, like being able to hit Lower Norfair early obviously just makes everything more linear in the long run, especially if you find the right things. Although it can be a little bit scary depending on who you find in Ridley's lair. But
Yeah, for sure.
full everything, full everything. Want to talk about that setting a little bit?
Sure. So the full everything means that anything that can be randomized will be randomized. So we've got full area, we've got a full random split of items. So no countdown. There's no HUD telling us how many majors are left in a given area. Just any item could be anywhere in the game, within logic, of course.
It could even be a suit.
The only place we won't be seeing suits possibly is Criteria. We've still got that suit restriction on, but then we've also got the boss randomizer. So again, any boss can be at any boss location, which can kind of complicate routing. But we'll see what ends up happening here.
Everyone's doing the moonfall.
Yep, 4 Moonfallers in the match today. We're going to go down here, and there are 4 items that we can check down here initially. One of them is guaranteed to be the morph ball. We've got only early morph in the tournament here, but from there, and that's a nice thing to find first.
Well, yes, getting that explosive out of the way makes access to a lot of areas much easier, much better. Definitely, I'm glad to see that for the runners because it takes a lot of the potential bad struggles out.
Yeah, I mean we'll see if these various seeds can still sometimes gate you on progression with supers as well. So we'll see if we can find an early pack of those somewhere. I imagine with those early power bombs, we'll see one person from each team probably checking Billy Mays that we see on Plump's screen, laying the power bomb to head up there. And the other will probably go check that meme route transition.
All right, we have some Billy Mays being checked.
And yeah, we do have our first tank, a nice little reserve there. Definitely a thing that you like to see. A lot of people are reserve tank haters, but especially at the beginning of the game, a tank's a tank. Particularly if we find Lower Norfair.
Ooh, okay. Meme route leads to super missiles. That's okay. So we got 2 packs already. So we're in 2 packs as long as you go to alpha missiles. So that's a nice pickup.
Yep, we've got going to be no miner hunt here. This is a little sketchy for Baja here, because those side hoppers hit very, very hard, especially when the players who are checking meme route are probably not going to go up to Billy Mays to get that E-tank. But yeah, very nice to find Red Tower early, though, for sure. There's a lot of portals there.
Yeah, that tends to be kind of a center to almost all routing that happens in these randomizers.
Yeah, and Upper Norfair. So we've got both of our kind of big hub areas very early. So there's a lot of places that our runners could go with this. 2 tanks will put the Ice Hell run into logic, so we could have an item there. But Baja is going to go down and check our high jump location here and find a suit.
All right, we have our first suit. Gravity opens up Meridia.
And grapple beam as well. And another tank. So we've seen 3 so far. Oh, there's a 4th actually. So with that, we have all of the Bubble Mountain hell runs in logic as well. Aside from Wave, which we will need a 5th tank to put in logic.
That's a huge difference in this between some of the other, like full countdown. There are times where finding E-tanks becomes a lot more difficult as you're rushing towards you're rushing towards emptying that number, and maybe you leave an area where there might have been 4 or 5 tanks, but you're going on to that next big number in full countdown. The full random, there's a chance we could see players with 7, 8 tanks.
Yep. It's a little easier to find them generally, just because you are on average making more checks per area, like you said, since we don't know how many majors are. So if you're looking for your Varia suit, your charge beam, your high jump boots, any of those good items. And we've got more supers.
Oh no, Gameaholic takes a death while trying to check beta power bombs.
Ooh, yeah, those big side hoppers are no joke when you haven't found that gravity suit yet. Looks like does have that save running Red Tower there, so no huge loss, but definitely, hopefully, is able to shake that off. Those early deaths can definitely be a bit tilting. But
that's surprising. That room is a room that you hop in and you should take no damage in that room. Like, set your power bomb, roll to the end. Like, should be no issue. Yeah, like this. Like, why didn't we do that the first time?
I mean, sometimes it's if you're used to doing a strat where you kind of kill the hoppers faster, or if you're used to the hundo strat where you use speed, or if you're just like not really expecting those side hoppers to get you, because it's usually you've got at least Varia suit when you run into those guys. You definitely hit 40, but yeah, power suit, not nice. All right, looks like we are. Yep, Baja's getting another super here. Is gonna show us these Alpha PB's items along with Gameaholic here. More supers and some regular missiles. And
so far, we only have one player that's grabbed that gravity suit. Yeah,
it's a bit interesting. Seems to to me if you're already in... Well, I guess Sasquatch hasn't made it that way yet. Looks like he's going the other direction. We are seeing a back of gauntlet check from Plumps, just some more ammo there. Good to know about, not something you need to do gauntlet to grab. And we have a kind of French vanilla Brinstar transition here at G4.
I feel like that's an area, I mean, maybe just checking this transition to see if there's someone better, but that seems like the area I'd want to go to. There's a lot of items there.
Yeah, I definitely think when you've got power bombs, you are going to end up orphaning Waterway unless you find speed someplace immediately, but yeah, Green Bryn is a place where you've got lots of items to check, including one right there in the tube, plus the transition down at the bottom here. We'll see if Plumps goes down or if he's just going to go straight through Big Pink up towards the elevator. Oh, and we are seeing an early X-ray check from Baja with grapple. Can be a little sketchy. Don't know how much energy he's got in that reserve, but there is potential for a double hit here if he's got too much.
Makes it look easy.
And our item
Reward.
here, we...
Is this even randomized?
Nice little vanilla X-ray here. Not what you're wanting to find here. An item that's... Okay, there we go. Thank you, Baja. So refilling so that he can survive a hit here. 21 might still be enough that you can get double hit, but does at least have the enough to be sure to survive that first hit if he does fall on the spikes. And looks like Gameaholic found Plasma Beam, I guess it's Phaser. And there's our space jump.
Well, it's very likely that Baja will find that, and with that plasma beam, hopefully find charge. And because he did get X-ray, we'll have that microwave beam at some point, hopefully.
Yeah, I kind of don't expect we'll see Sasquatch getting that that X-ray scope though. And yeah, Baja very smartly, I think, taking that refill at Slaughter's refill. 15 HP even with gravity suit can be a bit sketchy, especially if you know, this yapping maw grabs you, because gravity does not protect you from the spikes.
Yes, and Baja will be very glad to see that. And we got Plumps with space jump.
Yep, that was at over at Charge Missiles. And so far, Green Bryn, like that alone is like a very nice item to find. I don't like it quite as much without high jump, but still definitely good to find. It's a worst room item. It makes a lot of traversal much simpler. And Baja's going to be going up, checking this transition at the top of the tube. Oh yeah, that takes us to Wreck Ship. So Unretired Rando streamers have already seen that. And let's see, more PBs at Hop Tank Room. Alright, this energy tank count should be fine. Yeah, no problems there. Another pack of super missiles. So far, this seed's been pretty generous with the supers. Kind of stingy on the regular missiles, but there are still plenty of opportunities to find those. Assuming we don't find Charge Beam, the magic number is going to be 4060 or some equivalent of that in order to break the glass on Mother Brain and kill Mother Brain 2 without having to refill it all. And yeah, the seat being pretty generous with power bombs as well, so this will give runners the option to Crystal Flash if they end up doing any of those Upper Norfair Hell runs, which can make those a lot less intimidating if you have, you know, close to the bare minimum energy to put them in logic.
Yeah, this has been definitely this has been very generous with minor items. Again, as you pointed out, a little bit less with regular missiles, but with this many power bombs, like even any of the hell runs are wide open. So this is going to make things a lot easier for these runners.
Yep. And so it looks like we are seeing a pretty similar set of routing choices. The only real divergence so far has been Baja Blood doing that Upper Norfair dip to grab Grapple and Gravity Suit. But otherwise, you know, he and Gameaholic have been both checked Brick Ship. Sasquatch and Plumster both clearing Green Brinstar here. And we have some French vanilla items for the top of Eticoons here. Usually the supers are behind the door and the energy tanks in front. Not so today. And Baja finding... Oh, so this is interesting. So Gameaholic had to reset out of this boss fight because he did not have any way to escape Dragon. Baja does have Gravity Suit, can do the gravity jump out. Energy's a little bit tight, can't really do the grapple kill until Dragon is low because, you know, we'll take full damage from those turrets without the Varia Suit. So, kind of a slow ammo fight, but is definitely doable. Oh.
Ooh. Comes a little bit rougher now.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if this is even doable on Baja's current energy. But we'll see. Meanwhile, Plumps, we've got checking the Brinstar reserve items here. More tanks. I'm really not going to be surprised if we end up seeing... Ooh. Careful, Baja. If we end up seeing some required hell runs, maybe for that Varia Suit, or at least for one of our progression items, we are seeing quite a bit of energy fairly early here.
Energy that Baja would love to have right now.
Yeah, Baja needs to be kind of careful here. One hit from Dragon will kill him at this point. She does hit for 40 even with Gravity Suit.
Oh!
That is... You know, sometimes you can get out before she smacks you with her tail. Sometimes, you know, it's all RNG, how many times and how quickly she hits you with it. So, yeah, I mean, that's not an easy fight to go for, but a good attempt anyway. Meanwhile, Sasquatch finding Wave Beam, so that's 2/3 of the way to max beam minus charge already, which is nice. And we find Turian at the top of Green Brinstar. And alright, so it looks like Baja has decided, you know, I'm here, may as well kill Dragon since I have the ability to. Now there's definitely two schools of thought with a situation like this. Either you bail out or you commit even harder. I think it's perfectly fine to do this, especially because Dragon's one of those bosses who actually opens stuff up. So assuming that Baja is able to kill her this time, when he does make it to Meridia, we'll be able to entirely forego having to fight Batwoon. Meanwhile, we get to enjoy of my favorite tracks on the Super Metroid soundtrack. Oh, or not. All right, and then I can't remember what this transition was. Was it something useful? Yeah, it was. So I have not been able to keep track of who has checked which portals. Looks like Plumps is gonna take that space jump and go grab the X-ray scope here. Plumps also found high jump boots somewhere. I
High
missed where
jump
that
boots
was.
high jump boots was the top of Etikun's.
Top of Etikun's. Okay, like the power bombs. Okay.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Baja taking down Dragon with some ammo. GG. Again, not a trivial fight at all on 1+1 with this ammo count. And more power bombs.
Just what we always wanted.
Yeah, usually runners will want to pick up at least 15, especially if they haven't found vanilla bombs and ice beam, just to have as an option for the Metroid rooms and to get through Lower Norfair particularly. You need 6 power bombs to get back up if you don't have spring ball, screw attack, vanilla bombs, or some other way to get through the bottom of Key Hunter stairs. But count's looking nice and comfy here for now. Ooh, nice little mid-air morph there from Baja. And Plumps here is going to find that plasma beam now. Has that info from Gameaholic. And yeah, here we're going to see that knowledge advantage for PHMR kicking in. Sasquatch will now grab his gravity suit as well. And looks like we're going to see a transition check for the back of Wreck Ship as well. Obviously, Gameaholic, when he checked Wreck Ship, was not able to make it back there. You can't make it through without high jump or gravity. And so had to forego checking that portal. If this is Kraid or it's Croc with something important there, that could be very consequential because those are, those areas that only have the one entrance.
We've already seen Croc, but I can't quite remember where that transition was. But Baja went in and noped out of it very quickly.
Okay. Yeah, with the ammo count he's looking at, that is a recipe for some manner of incident. So,
not that any incident has ever happened at Croc.
Not once. All right. Meanwhile, Sasquatch is going to be making that hell run to ice. On 5+1 shouldn't have too much trouble with any of the hell runs here. What do we got? Just more power bombs here. I did not see if he took a save beforehand. I guess not, because he's not resetting out of those. Unless he wants to have 25 because he's thinking, maybe if I find a few more energy tanks in Lower Norfair, I can get down to those and try some Lower Norfair hell runs. Obviously, none of those are ever in logic, just like with the bootless dive, but they are an option if you know how to do them. That looks like it was just missiles. Oh, I see. So he was waiting to reset until he had checked Crumble Shaft. Alright, and Baja making it up here. Gonna be able to check the 3 items up here at Beach and Watering Hole.
Well, Gameaholic is going to check that first gauntlet item that we haven't seen yet.
Yep, gonna get our first look there. Can't be like we said, can't be Varia. They know where gravity is now because Plumpst is down here in Upper Norfair. And it's just more power bombs, wouldn't you know it?
I definitely think I would have taken a save and reset out of that, because the number of items that could just be trash and you know you're not going to the backside.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully does have the space jump, which makes this a bit less of an issue because you can just kind of space jump in place while you're waiting for the acid. But should be getting out of here, yeah, no problems. Meanwhile, we've got our first look at Bubble Mountain. As well as criteria PBs shortly from Gameaholic.
Sasquatch going to take that safety save. Good idea with this low energy through here.
Yeah, he's gonna need. I'm guessing that probably gonna be looking for some missiles here, or hoping that the front here of Norfair Reserve is a tank to bail him out. Sasquatch, you do not have enough missiles for a Crystal Flash.
Oh no! Well,
yeah, it's
a little bit of miscount.
Yeah, definitely something. It's generally, missiles aren't the limiting factor for a Crystal Flash. So, careful,
there we go.
Baha.
Gamers found our friend Croc.
All right.
Let's see if we follow my old logic of always bet on Croc. Ooh, Mama T.
Yeah, even with gravity, she still hits for 50.
But finds that energy tank, so feeling a little bit more comfortable.
And Sasquatch is going back here. Oh, maybe just damaging down. Okay.
Does have 11 missiles now.
There we go. And what was up there at the top of Mama Turtle? Was that anything worthwhile?
It was a trash can. And Baja doesn't want to be that reserve today.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are a lot of people who kind of hate on the reserve, a bit unnecessarily, in my opinion. I am a well-known fan of the reserve tank, but when you can't really get up there due to lack of high jump, yeah, nothing wrong with skipping it there. I think we found now 3 of the 4 even. Now
we got Crade's Factory. This is one of our dead end locations. Definitely one we want to find and knock out.
We've got a 2 out of 3 chance here that this is going to be a killable boss for Baja. Oh, hello. Nice beam.
Nice beam. All right.
Reserve. And a really handy E-Tank, too. Looks like Sasquatch is seeing the same thing here. So, some more interesting divergence here. Gameaholic has made this commitment down into Croc, which Baja noped out of. So, depending on what we've got down here at Grapple and Indiana Jones missiles, we'll see, whether that choice from Baja is going to save them time or if it's going to end up biting them. Nothing so far, but
just supers. That's
all right. So yeah, looks like no no worries on that croc skip from Baja. Depending on where various suit is. Oh, and there's our 4th reserve accounted for, I believe. And yeah, generous seed for supers too. Both players on Unretired Rando streamers already up to 45 supers. If I'm reading Gameaholic's count properly.
All right, down goes the Space Ghost. Now has 2 bosses down.
And yeah, I think those are the only bosses anyone has killed up to this point.
Yes.
Yeah, because Gameaholic could theoretically kill, but couldn't escape Dragon without some flash suit silliness. And didn't have that gravity suit, and then hasn't found Kraid yet. So Sasquatch just gonna reset the farm because he didn't find anything really worthwhile there in speed, and figures better to just, it's going to be faster just to keep the health rather than farming while taking heat damage, which I think, I don't know the math exactly, but it seems correct. I don't know that any of our runners has actually checked the croc escape item. If they did, I missed it, but I'm not sure if anyone even has. Oh. Ooh.
Aria along on the path to wave.
All right. I definitely, well, I guess we don't know where Lower Norfair is, but if Lower Norfair is vanilla or at the Crocomire portal, I would not be surprised to see Sasquatch follow that, even if it's the front, because he does, oh well, he doesn't even have to bootless dive. He has space jump and gravity. What am I talking about? And I think this is maybe Baja going back up to the ship, maybe? Because with Fantoon down, those items are available to check. Okay, this is Aqueduct. So probably a save scum for the sandpit checks here.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's the best plan.
And failing that, there is a pretty okay farm spot for supers over here. Oh, we're going to see a snail clip, looks like. So, Gameaholic finding that various suit, Plumpst also making those sandpit checks. And this is kind of trickier to do without boots. With high jump, you have a 6 pixel window. Without, because you have the lower initial vertical speed, you've only got a 2 pixel window for the snail clip. So, and these snails just kind of bullying Sasquatch here. So I think we just saw ammo, maybe an energy tank, but with this many tanks in Varia already, probably not too concerned about energy tanks. From Plumpst, who reset out. And now we've just got 2 packs of supers.
Is Sasquatch going where I think he's going?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a much better check to make in info share as well. I'm not sure what could be here. Yeah, basically charge beam is the only thing that'd be worth here. Maybe want speed or boots because we haven't seen those yet, but like other than that, there's really nothing down here that is going to be worthwhile.
A shack tool check. This is definitely risky. The bold move, Cotton. See how it pays off for them.
Meanwhile, we have found the back of Lower Norfair for Gameaholic. I'm just going to follow that. And there's a 50-50 chance that it's Vanilla Ridley down here. And it is just a pack of missiles here. Oof.
Let's have that reset. And now Baja gets his Mario. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Punks is about to do this ice clip with our Metroid friend.
Okay, so it does work like that with plasma. Generally, the best way to do that is to crouch and aim up. But maybe Plumps doesn't have both angles bound because you can't crouch and aim up if you only have one angle button. It has plenty of supers for the Batoon fight here. No worries at all. And Plump's very close to Go Mode ammo now. Technically just needs one more pack of supers. And yeah, I kind of feel like PHMR Reunited, at least on Baja's side, is kind of making that harder commitment to charge because Baja still has 20.
It feels so much harder to try to commit into charge in this format.
Ooh, and then Baja, or Sasquatch rather, having to reset out of Batoon there doesn't have quite enough ammo for the kill, so it's gonna have to go farm the Zoas at the back of Aqueduct here. Oh wait,
Plumps kills Kraid. We get no Kraid DLC there.
Nicely done.
And just missiles.
Alright, so that's the Dragon boss. So it looks like we are looking at a vanilla Ridley here for Gameaholic. Alright, Sasquatch does make it up into the top of Aqueduct with that snail clip. Not exactly
spring
the
ball.
item you want to see.
This is not the charge beam we're looking for.
Yeah,
really,
so
that comes down to it. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, coming back here to farm up some supers from these Zoas here to kill Batoon. You were saying?
I would say really with what the runners have, really they're all just looking for a charge to be done, or in the case of Plums can, is really anything else Plums needs to find at this point other than locations. And
yeah, another 2 packs of super or of missiles, or yeah, a couple more ammo packs would be nice for Plumps, but he is basically in go mode at this point. Yeah.
yep. And meanwhile, Gameaholic takes down Ridley. So now we have seen all 4 bosses killed at some point. 2 by one team, 2 by the other. We still have yet to have Sasquatch take down any of the bosses, but that's going to change shortly here.
Yeah, and it looks like Baja is deciding to pick up some of this ammo. I don't think he's been actively skipping much of it, just hasn't gone to the location, like when he's been by it, but hasn't been really checking the locations. Alright, so Sasquatch now having the ammo for Batwoon here. Yeah, the Unretired Rando streamers do have a pretty significant ammo lead between the two of them at this point. Which, you know, at this point, even if we find charge, is going to be an advantage for them. But we're kind of running out of locations that charge could be.
I'm starting to wonder if it's in one of the difficult spots, like maybe it's waterway locked, or maybe it's at Plasma, somewhere that we're not going to see checked this run.
Yeah, something that would be unfortunate for Baja specifically is if it's in at Crate E-Tank. That is certainly a location that is, you know, they can get to once Kraid's dead, but it's a long trip back. And it could also be at GT somewhere. That's always an option, especially with that space jump for the Picky Chozo.
With a very quick Batwoon fight.
And yeah, blink and you miss it. Ridley fight from Gameaholic, few rooms back there, and Screw Attack was at our Power Bombs of Shame location here. And yeah, it's gonna not bother with the GT items at all. You know, at this point, I don't fault that play at all. They're basically in go mode, both of them, so. And Sasquatch, unfortunately, taking Kraid to prom today.
Oh, yes, we get Kraid DLC.
And getting trolled with a slow mouth open as well, unfortunately. But does clean it up all right. And
has a much more successful end to his prom than I did. Now we see Plums.
Gameaholic
They're
did
really
check.
fight.
Yep, and with this super count should be totally fine. Gameaholic did check Mickey Mouse. It was just a pack of power bombs, so he abandoned it. And Baja, nicely done with the Kraid quick kill here. Doesn't want those missiles.
And Ridley goes down for Plums. Yeah, that super count, that's really where you want to be in that fight. It makes it much, much easier.
Yep, you got 30 supers, you really don't have to worry too much unless you're like a hit away from death, or you get a really, really bad Ridley pattern.
So, Aha's down to just one boss, just as Ridley to go. But
Sasquatch cannot get back through here without speed or ice clipping again. So we are going to see another ice clip, looks like. There we go.
very well done.
Might have been a bit faster to go back just to take the sand dive, but this is fine. You got it quickly enough that it's not going to be a huge time loss or anything. Meanwhile, we've got Gameaholic coming up through the Batuun hallway. Going to go fight Kraid at Dragon here. And Sasquatch, let's see, it's going to be going down. What is at this croc entrance? This must be Lower Norfair down here. I think there's got to be one portal we haven't. Well, I guess that. Never mind. We've definitely seen the front of. That, yeah, there it is. Front of Lava Dive. And yeah, Plum's making quick work of those key hunters with Screw Attack. No drama at all. Getting through 3 Musketeers.
Which item do you think is more important to have in going into Lower Norfair? High jump or Screw Attack?
I mean, it kind of. I think it kind of depends. You know, whether you can go in the back and whether you need to. I think it really depends whether you have knowledge of both exits. Usually, I'd rather have high jump personally, but you know, Screw Attack does make going back through the Musketeers easy. But if I have to go through a reverse acid dive, I definitely want boots. And if I'm gonna fight Ridley, I definitely want boots. Yeah, for me, just like high jump is an item that I always want to have if I can. Screw Attack is generally more of a nice to have. And so now
I would agree. The biggest thing for me is just when I watch players with no high jump movement, it's painful at times.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's like one of those items that you know, unless you're running low percent, you get it in every single category in vanilla. Because it just like it does make all of your movement everywhere just so much comfier. Alright, Sasquatch gonna make this Fire Fleece check, finding another E-Tank here. And so both members of PHMR are going to go down and do this Ridley fight here. Both have over 30 supers, so should be fine to do it. I don't expect they'll miss enough to make it so they'll have to resort to their regular missiles or forbid power bombs. That's not a fun fight, but yeah, they can both miss like at least 5 missiles depending on metal pirate drops here.
All right, now Baja will pick up that screw attack. Everybody got Plumps now heading to now headed to wreck ship. Unfortunately for him, not having gone to kill Fantoon first, he's gonna find Dragon here.
Yep, and so now, yeah, this should be no problem with this energy, grapple, everything you could possibly want to escape. Like, this is gonna be, I think, no issue at all. Baja is gonna have to farm up a little bit on supers. Did spend several of them killing Veskigas in Wasteland, and then had to use them for the Metal Pirates, but luckily at least has Grapple Beam. This farm is not is much easier with that.
And yep, there it is. We're watching Grapple Beam for its true intended strat.
As you may see in some runners splits, this during RBO is the farming simulator segment.
Yes.
All right, Baja gonna go with 33 supers, so has a couple of can miss a couple of times and still be fine. Still gonna want to be a little cognizant, but
all right. So we actually have three boss. We had three boss rooms active at once. As Baja and Sasquatch are both in this Ridley fight. Sasquatch takes Ridley down, and we're gonna see you're gonna deja vu of watching Ridley go down again.
All right, I think that. Oh, did Baja miss a super or two? All right. Hopefully it's good now. Yeah, there we go. And so that is Ridley dead for every runner. PHMR does actually have a slight boss lead here, but with Baja being as far behind as he is on the ammo, that is probably a bit of a fake lead, because he's still going to have to pick up several packs of ammo for Turian, whereas Gameaholic and Plumpster, they're both technically just totally fine to just go to Turian.
Yeah, we're now going to watch Baja do the actual farming simulator, as he needs to go looking and searching for, and I guess maybe a little bit more Indiana Jonesing here, searching for treasures. Needs that ammo before, it does have all the bosses down, but definitely not ready to go to Turian yet. Which, have we found Turian? Do we know where the entrance is?
We have seen it. I can't remember where exactly it is, but we've definitely seen the portal.
Okay.
Top of Green Bryn, that's right.
Okay.
Top of the Green Bryn elevator. All right, so Sasquatch going to be exiting out the back here of Lower Norfair. I'm curious to see if Baja will, with this amount of ammo still, if he's going to make the play towards the front and maybe take a look at those GT items. Aside from Waterway or Plasma or the top of Wrecked Ship, I think yeah, it's top of Wrecked Ship, Plasma, Waterway, and here at GT that could have Charge Beam.
Yep, and we're about to see this acid dive.
Yeah, should be fine with. Oh, Baja does not have space jump, but should still be fine with gravity, Varia.
And screw attack there to clear off the pirate. No problem. Oh, there we've got Fantoon going down about to go down on Plump Screen. Get some of those Doppler shots in there.
Nice. Looking like it'll probably be, if you can do that 2 more times. Of course, Fantoon gives the trolley right slow pattern here. So just 4 there, unfortunately.
Yes, Fantoon has killed more runs than Pepto-Bismol.
Oh boy. 3. So that should mean that Fantoon is dead with a super now. I believe I counted 19 missiles total. Yep, there we go. All right, Baja not going to make those GT checks, looks like. And so probably at this point is going to commit back. It's like remain committed to ammo rather than searching for the charge beam. One thing that is kind of nice about this match, because it is the area rando, our runners do get that full refill pre-Turian. But still need the ammunition for Mother Brain 1 and 2 without charge beam. And Plump's getting maybe slightly turned around here. But this grab hole portal will lead back to Red Brinstar. And it looks like Sasquatch did manage to find those high jump boots. Don't expect we'll see Baja get those at this point.
No, I don't think Etikun's. Well, oh yeah, neither one of them checked the front side of Gauntlet, so. But this is kind of free with screw attack.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that high jump saves quite enough time in Turian to make it worth, unless you're using them to baby skip.
No, agreed.
But they are right there on the way. If they were one of the front Etikun's items, I think it would definitely be worth grabbing them just for the comfort and the escape, and again, a better chance at baby skipping. But yeah, with them being at the power bombs location, I very much doubt we'll see it. And Baja edging closer to that go mode ammo. Still a bit short, and we're seeing Plumps going to be heading into Turian shortly. Has plenty of ammo, has a Zeb skip, has plenty of energy. Should be no drama here.
With the number of items we are not going to see here in Wreck Ship, I'm gonna bet charge and speed are in Wreck Ship. Just the way this is played out.
Yeah, that is the most likely place for at least one of them to be, for sure. All right, now Sasquatch almost. All right, now with killing the Zebs and refilling, this is enough ammo for Baja. I think there may be another couple packs of ammo that he can grab fairly quickly here in Green Brinstar. I'm not sure if that space jump pickup is actually worth it at this point, but
I was wondering the same thing, just because. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
this close to. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say at the same time, I have a feeling Baja feels like he's probably that it's more about Sasquatch finishing, catching up and finishing ahead of their, URS's last runner. So I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a quality of life item, but was it necessary?
Yeah, I don't think it saves the 7 seconds that the fanfare takes at this point, but without boots or speed, it could be nice to have in climb if you're worried about the lag from the acid messing up your wall jumps. But yeah, I think that's also one of those items that's very easy to just kind of see and like not really consider whether it's worth the fanfare or not.
Oh, we've got 60-40 for Baja. So Baja is all set.
Yeah, that is gonna be that minimum go mode ammo. I think PHMR did find both suits first. Or did URH do the Upper Norfair Hell runs to Varia first?
No, they did find both suits first because Sasquatch was the first one to go to Wave and get the Varia.
But yeah, I mean, just having the suits does not let you kill Mother Brain. And so, all right, I think this will be our last. Okay, right, it's just power bombs.
That should be Baja's last check. I mean, other than the early supers location. Grabs Wave. That's.
I mean,
not
does
the Wave matters.
I don't know if he knows a bootless Zeb skip, but yeah, Wave does make it, or not Zeb skip, baby skip. Wave does make it easier to Zeb skip at least. And I mean, at that point, the time he would have lost with the 2-door transitions to try and do the mock ball back out again is less than just eating the fanfare.
All right. Plumst is down with Mother Brain 1. And now we'll start the MB2 phase as Baja is entering Turian. Sasquatch has one boss left. Up, Kraid's locker is nothing, just power bombs. Sometimes shopping at Kraid's closet isn't worth it.
Alright, Plumps does have plenty of missiles to make up for missing a few supers. Can miss up to 8, so I doubt it'll really be an issue. Here comes the catch-up. And should just need 3 more missiles. Maybe 6, but...
Yep. Knocks it down. And Plumps will soon be on his way to back to the ship. Back where everything began. Meanwhile, Sasquatch has gotten here to the Kraid location and will take this Pantoon fight.
Alright, and Baja... I very much imagine a baby skip here. Yep. Nice thing about having screw attack is that you can hold angle and basically just spam jump. Every time you screw attack, it resets your iframes, so you can just basically take damage from the hopper continuously. Saves you a lot of time on the energy drain here. Does unfortunately not save the 40 frames by facing right.
Oh. If you're not going to save those frames, you might as well save the animals on the way out.
Oh, and Sasquatch getting slightly trolled by a fast pattern there. So looks like we're seeing, I think there was a slow, fast. Should have it here. Oh, I think maybe has not. I think could have supered there, but maybe just has not been able to keep complete track of how much HP Phantoon has. Is that a hit? All right, it was a hit. Did lose a little bit of time to going off screen, but finishes up that fight as Plumpst finishes up Mother Brain 1, and barring a disaster in Leodoc's room, Plumpst should be our first runner to finish here. Is this going to be... has Gameaholic killed Dragon already?
I'm wondering if, you know what, I think he has, because it because of the way the seed routed back.
Okay, yeah, if Gameaholic has already killed Dragon, then this should be URH's match. Yep, there we go. So Dragon was dead, but it's like it's a lot to manage when you are solo tracking 4 runners. So yeah, that does change things a bit.
Yeah, I do want to mention and shout out while we're thinking about it that Paragon, she was tracking this alone, where most of these racers have had 2 trackers, so definitely not an easy thing to follow at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard enough to solo track a 1v1, much less a 2v2 with 4 screens to be paying attention to. It's, anybody's old enough to remember that episode of SpongeBob where he's just sort of reading with his eyes crossed, trying to take in all the information, and it's something like that.
Wow, what a reference. All right.
All right, and there's Plumpst finishing in first place with an official race time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, 4 seconds. So get your GGs in chat for Plumpst here. And all things considered, Sasquatch isn't going to be super far behind Gameaholic, but is definitely behind enough that you know, again, barring something very unfortunate happening at Mother Brain or in the escape, we will see URH coming away with a win here. But it is definitely looking like we will see all 3 of our remaining runners in Turian at the same time, which is always nice. I think. What would you say this came down to, Vincent?
I felt like Sasquatch made some interesting, like, I don't know, just like extra. I don't know. It's so hard. It's because it looked like neither Gamerholic nor Sasquatch are really like doing anything linear at all. Shack Tool was definitely, that was a really interesting choice.
All right, well that explains the super missile and power bombs. How many of them we had? 1.2 missiles, 1.4 supers, 1.0 power bombs. So more supers than regular missiles, almost as many PBs as regular missiles. But yeah, I think that like the Shack tool check on its own, I don't think was enough to make the difference, but that was definitely big. And then I think Baja having to do a bit of an ammo hunt after being in go mode otherwise kind of hurt them a bit too.
Yeah,
Let's see
Baja
here.
was turning his back on a lot of items early on during the run, and yeah.
And charge beam. Oh, it was at GT Supers. So yeah, you would have had to fight GT for it.
Oh,
Not something you like to see at all. With full beam, it's not too bad a fight because you can just kind of sit in the safe pixel and shoot charge plasma up, but still not really a check you're gonna make when you're in movement go mode and close to ammo go mode.
I mean, it's a check I think I would make over uh, Jack Tool.
Yeah, I mean I definitely agree with that. I mean, I prefer not to check track tool ever at all if I can possibly help it. Um, all right, and GG's in chat for Baja Blood, who has finished in second place here with a time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, 47 seconds. GG Baja. All right, looks like Sasquatch does a standard Zeb skip here. So taking the opportunity of that refill to turn off screw attack. Kind of like an elevator pause, saves you a little bit of time if you have to make a pause. Gonna come in, yep, just the standard Zeb skip here. Misses it first try, but does get the backup. Well done. And we'll be starting Mother Brain 2 just about as Gameaholic finishes Mother Brain 3. Or
Really close. Yep. I mean, that's in the long run, considering we went to Shack Tool, the fact that we are one Mother Brain phase apart to decide this race, that's pretty impressive on the runners to have been that close.
yeah, no, this was a really good, really entertaining match to watch. Yeah, kind of just came down to URH's routing being slightly more efficient. PHMR, making a few checks that could have turned out if they were an important item, but unfortunately just didn't. And URH just, I felt like they made the commitment to charge or commitment to ammo for endgame very, very early. And when charge is at a place like GT Supers, like that kind of decisive call can very easily make the difference. But yeah, the Shack tool check on its own was not enough to make the difference here. I really think that a big part of it was just came down to that early ammo commitment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Baja Blood finishing second wouldn't have mattered. It was a matter of, Sasquatch just being this couple minutes behind, and just, they found both suits first. It's still, as you pointed out, you still have to be able to kill Mother Brain.
Yep, and yeah, with the info share here, it is determined by average time. So
Okay. Well, and there is Gameaholic finishing with An official race time GG of a 1:12:23.
All right, and GG's for Gameaholic here, and Sasquatch we're going to see finishing up shortly is in that Mother Brain 3 fight. So just needs to shoot her in the face 36 times.
Looking like either a high 14 or low 15 finish here.
Yep. Yeah, definitely good stuff. All right, looks like we are joined by a couple of our runners here. We've got Baja Blood and Plumpst in here, and Gameaholic. Welcome in all three of you. GG's to all three of you.
GG's.
GG's. Yeah, it seems like this was probably a pretty good race.
It was.
Yeah,
Too
this
many
would be
power
really
bombs.
interesting to watch back because I think my team didn't feel that good about how kind of we played like the whole time. Definitely, mistakes here and there. But like, yeah, really interesting seat despite the suits being like, kind of free. Again,
It was a super
looks like-
interesting beginning. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we're also joined by Sasquatch. Welcome in, Sasquatch, and GG's to you as well.
GG's everybody. It was a fun one.
Hey.
Yeah, one thing that was really interesting for like the first while of that race, the only real divergence was that Baja made the early upper Norfair dip and found gravity very soon. But Baja, you and Gameaholic, and Plumpst, you and Sasquatch were basically doing the exact same sets of checks for the first, it's like big chunk of the game, which was pretty interesting.
Nice. Yeah. It felt like there were a lot of different like ways that you could split up checks with like how early we got access to all those areas, and with them kind of linking up again in criteria.
Yeah, you found both big hub areas basically immediately. All right, and Sasquatch has finished today with a race time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, 53 seconds. So GG Sasquatch on stream. So yeah, definitely. I think that probably the biggest difference maker there was Plumpst and Gameaholic. You seemed to have made the call very, very early on to commit to ammo rather than charge. What inspired you to do that? What about the seed?
I think once we got to like 30 ammo, like really early on, before we even fought a boss, I think that's when I thought, yeah, like let's just grab Super Summon on the way.
Yeah, it was really funny because I don't think we really talked about it that much. It was just like our routing ended up. We found like a lot of supers, and then I did some checks. I think in East Meridia, I know that like West Sandpit had like 2 super packs, and then by that point, I think we're like already getting really close. And I was like, okay, with ice and like that amount of ammo, I'm like, I just think it's just better to go for the chargeless unless I somehow spike it. But it was like really good like ammo for us. Like it was like way over what we needed.
Yeah, did you catch the the ammo distribution in the credits there?
Yeah, I saw. I don't know the exact number, but I remember seeing like a bunch of ones. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense that they're super packs.
Yeah, 1.2 regular missiles, 1.4 supers.
Oh,
there
okay,
are more
I'm seeing it right now
than regular missile packs.
A lot of power bombs too, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my trouble. My routing took me to all the power bombs. So like when Sass found Vari and we were like in go mode, I had like 20, 20, 25 or something like that. This was like, oh boy, this is gonna be something.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was the complete opposite. I had a ton of ammo, ton of E. I think Baja had 1 E tank at the time.
Yeah, 1E2R. This was great.
Yeah, it was. think we saw crystal flashes out of one of each of you during the wave beam hell run to get to Varia.
Yeah, it wasn't really a great way down there with I contemplated like trying to go all the way through East Meridia backwards, but I didn't really want to make that play without killing the boss, and I was scared I couldn't kill the boss if it was Ridley.
Yep,
So
that
the
makes
hell run
sense.
seemed like the only reasonable way.
Well, yeah. So, as I mentioned we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, neither of your teams qualified for playoffs this season. Unfortunately, the Norfair division was very, very stacked. You had, I think, kind of the 4 teams who did qualify were the ones who were probably expected to, because a lot of very heavy hitters. But all of you put on a great show today. And throughout the season have made some really cool plays. I know Sasquatch has done bootless lava dive, I think, in races in this tournament more times than I've ever done it, even in practice. So, but yeah, excellent stuff. But yeah, I'd love to, if any of you have thoughts on like the tournament on the whole. I don't know. I think Baja and Sasquatch, this was your first season of Rando League. I'm not sure, Plumpston Gameaholic, if it was yours as well. But yeah, I'd love to just give you a chance to kind of debrief the season a little bit if you want.
Yeah, I'll let you guys go first. Plumpston Gameaholic.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, this is my first season, but like I've been like a spectator, and also I've done commentary and tracking for a while for Randall League specifically. And then this season I was like, like I always wanted to play, but like assortment of just being busy or just not having a good PC setup prevented me. But I was like, hey, it's finally I was looking forward to it, and definitely I'm not surprised that I took a lot of losses, a lot of tough weeks. But I'm glad that I was able to compete. I really liked the team, being on a team, and also learned a lot. Like honestly, every week I played, every time I practiced, it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, honestly, I'm actually surprised we got this close to making the playoffs, seeing how stacked the team was, and definitely had some rough early weeks against some really tough teams. But other than that, I had a lot of fun. Been a regular season runner since season 1, and still been having a lot of fun watching and playing the games. And also want to really, really thank my team for putting a really good effort. Just the fact that we made this close to making the playoffs really shows that we did way better than I expected. And really, really want to thank Plumps and Omni, who isn't here on an interview, but Omni's the other person who's done some pretty good plays too for the season.
Yeah, our team was just recruited solely from the team finder thread. Like we did not know each other for the season. But I really liked my teammates, Gameaholic, Ami. I think we have we're really good in complementing each other, because all of us have different skill sets and different things we can do. So I think that works out really well, especially in the co-op weeks.
All right, let's hear from Sasquatch.
I very much enjoyed League. I got into Soup recently with the Chuzo tournament. I've kind of been just a silent, playing on my own for the longest time. I figured it's about time to get out and do some tournaments. I think the biggest thing that I enjoyed about League is all of the variety. Each week it's something different. It kind of, funnily enough, has brought my like for Major Minor back a little bit. I've been running a lot of, full area, random boss, random escape for a long time, and, that Major Minor is, can be fun for sure. As actually has spiked a little bit of dislike for Random Boss. There's been some seeds that have been pretty rough.
Yeah.
Aha, your thoughts?
Yeah. So like Sass, Chuzo was my first Super Metroid tournament. Late last year? So yeah, first season of the league. But yeah, Sass and Mark have been good friends of mine for several years now. All coming from the Prime community. But it's been really fun racing Super with them. I enjoy the co-op weeks in particular. Just having someone else in the call always kind of relieves some of the stress of racing. And it's interesting trying to figure out how to route them and all that. Yeah, looking forward to future seasons of League. So yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that the Chuzo tournament was your first for both of you. It was watching you two in the Chuzo tournament. That's why I saw this race and I was like, hey, Aha and Sasquatch. I remember them very much. Remember them from that Chuzo tournament and how much I enjoyed watching you guys. Aha, I miss your cam during games. That was
Yes. Yes, I wanted to mention that as well. You always had the absolute best reactions on stream.
That definitely made for some great content. But and just in general, this race today made for some great content. The fact that in the end you guys were, three of you were in Turian together. So, it'll be a good one for you guys to watch back and see see how close things really were.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, yeah, GG's again, Plumston Gameaholic. Keep seeing those dot tones when I'm in Turian. Just a little bit too good for me.
I was worried. I was thinking the same thing. I was trying to be nervous. I was like, oh my god, game is kind of behind me.
Yeah, I was.
If you finished, it was over, and then also even after I finished, I was like, ooh, you two could finish at the same time, and we'd still lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that will probably just about wrap it up for us. Again, make sure that you give our runners a follow for putting on such a great show today. Follow Paragon and Vincent, our amazing tracker and my co-commentator. Follow me if you want as well. Vincent, if you would like to play us out, please go ahead.
All right, everyone. Well, it's been a blast as always. These races are, the randomizer races. I think are the best races to watch on all of Speed Gaming and all of Discord. All of Twitch. Tonight we have two more races coming on Speed Gaming 2 at 8:10 Eastern. Will be the Chicago Bullies versus the A Team. That'll be a great race. And then later on is a big race with Sloters. This will be the Cat Girls Muscle Club and well, it's Sloters, a real cutie, Maniacal, and Andy. That's going to be a really big race. That's one to check out at 8 o'clock tonight. I want to thank Paragon for tracking. Thank my co-com Exact. And, well, we will see you guys next mission.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. We'll see ya.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Earl.